Hi class, let's take a look at example 3. In example 3, the graph is not a typical one. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to plug in a couple of values. I'm just going to say that, well, let f of x equal, and we're talking about x e to the negative 2x, and then to provide a sketch, we need to look at a couple of values. Because of the actual negative 2x, what the effect that's going to do is it's going to actually make it go to 0 at some point. In this case, because it's aiming from 0 to infinity on the positive right hand side. Okay, so plug in a couple of values. So this will be your f of x, and then we're talking about technically x's and y's. Okay, so plug in 0, and then technically f of 0, well, that's just going to be 0 since your denominator, because of the e to the negative 2x, is going to be 1. So the first coordinate point, it's going to be 0, 0. And I'm just going to make a quick sketch here, and then we'll start plugging in a couple of points. So our first one, what's technically the origin, 0, 0, which is good. Our function is defined there. Next one, plug in f of 1. Please use your calculator to plug in f of 1. And I'm getting that f of 1, it's approximately, so let me just rewrite it as approximately 0.14. So technically 1 comma 0.14. So I'm just going to say that's 1, not to scale. 1.14 is just going to be around there. Let's plug in 2. And f of 2, it's actually going to be, I'm getting 0.04. So 0.04, and I'm just rounding to 2 decimal places. So 2 comma 0.04, and then up. Well, actually, that one's kind of hard to plot, but it's getting near 0. Let me plug in a negative value. So f of negative 1, just to see the behavior. We don't need it, but in this case, we just need to see what the function is doing. And I'm getting negative 7.4. So negative 7.4. So at negative 1, it's actually coming from way out here. Not to scale though. Okay, so this is the shape that I'm obtaining based on the coordinate points that I'm evaluating. So this function happens to do something like this. Okay, we're actually looking at the values from 0 to positive infinity. So let me just shade the portion that we need, and that's going to be all of this. Okay, so that's just for the sketch. This is technically just the function f of x, which is equal to x e to the negative 2x. So that's just the function. Now, this one's going to be messy, and let me just evaluate on the side the actual integral, and then we'll apply the definition and calculate the total area. So in this case, the integral of x e to the negative 2x dx, we can actually evaluate it by tabular integration. So I'm just going to have x and then e to the negative 2x. And remember that on the first column, you're taking derivatives. So this is technically 1 and then 0. Second column, you're taking integrals. So this will be e to the negative 2x divided by 2, negative. And then positive e to the negative 2x divided by 4. And remember that we do this pairing with the plus and minus. So if we were to rewrite the integral, I think we can fit it here. This would be technically negative x e to the negative 2x divided by 2, and then minus 1/4 of e to the negative 2x. I'm just going to put a plus c. Now that's not our answer at all. That's just what we're going to actually be needing as we evaluate the integral. So let me just double check that nothing has been omitted. And I think we're good up to here. Okay, so next order of business is to actually evaluate, and let me just move the problem here, the actual integral that we're evaluating. So in this scenario, we're looking at the integral from 0 to positive infinity, and this is just x e to the negative 2x dx, which is actually equal to, and this one's going to be the actual limit as t approaches infinity of the integral from 0 to t, whoops, 0 to t of, well, x e to the negative 2x dx, which we actually found that that integral without the c though happens to be equal to the limit as t approaches positive infinity. And let me just double check that there's no constants here. On the outside, there's no constants. And this one ended up being a negative x e to the negative 2x divided by 2 minus 1/4 e to the negative 2x evaluated from 0 and from t. I mean from 0 to t. Okay, so let me evaluate the actual t's and then look at the actual limits. So we still have that this is equivalent to the actual limit as t approaches infinity of negative t e to the negative 2, whoops, this is now t divided by 2 minus a 1/4 e to the negative 2t. This is technically the first term, and then minus, as we evaluate the 0, the first term is going to go to 0, and that's because of this actual t. And then minus, so we're going to have minus a 1/4 e to the negative 2 times 0. So our limit portion that we're going to be evaluating, it's going to actually be the actual limit as t approaches infinity of negative t e to the negative 2t divided by 2 minus 1/4 e to the negative 2t, and because of the parentheses, we're going to get plus 1/4. So we're looking at plus 1/4. And then this one's going to be a little bit messy as we technically apply the actual limit to those three portions. So we're actually looking at this is equivalent to the actual limit as t approaches infinity of negative t, and let me express this as e to the 2t because we're going to have a minor problem here. Technically minus 1/4 the limit as t approaches infinity of e to the negative 2t plus the limit as t approaches infinity of 1/4. Okay, so let me do the easy ones first. And that's going to be technically the constant. So for this one, and let me just rewrite it as technically 1/4. This is a 1/4, assuming that it's a horizontal line. So this is f of t is equal to 1/4. So we're looking at the actual limit as t approaches infinity of 1/4 is equal to 1/4. So that portion is settled to 1/4. The next one, in terms of easy to evaluate, and I'm looking at, in this case, let me express it as the function of 1/4 e to the negative 2t. So e to the t is coming in this direction. E to the negative is going to come in this direction because of the negative. Your e function, it's going to come in from this direction. So in this case, the actual limit as t approaches infinity of e to the negative 2t times negative 1/4 is equal to 0 for this one. And I'm using in the sketch the actual factor of the negative, which is what puts it at the bottom. If you were to ignore it, it's still going to come in this direction. The next one has a minor problem. And the problem that we have is that this is one of those indeterminate forms. So by Hopital's rule, this one's going to have that portion. So this portion by Hopital's you're actually going to have the following. And it's L'Hopital's rule because as technically both t goes to infinity, the top goes to infinity and the bottom goes to infinity. So you're looking at an infinity over an infinity idea. And in this case, well, the following limit, the limit as t approaches infinity of negative t over e to the negative 2t is equivalent to the limit as t approaches infinity of, well, technically negative t prime over e to the negative 2t, technically prime as well. So this is going to be equal to a negative 1 on the top. So this is going to be the limit as t approaches infinity of a negative 1 over, and we're going to have at the bottom a e to the negative 2t times the values of 2. Give me, okay, I found it. I'm missing this 2. So there's supposed to be a 2 there, which puts a 2 there, and which makes this into a 4. Okay, as you're evaluating this one, you're also going to get 0 because in essence, it's basically that sketch. Okay, so our final answer, and in this case, all of our limits went to 0 except the last one. So technically, this one went to 0, this one went to 0, and you're just left with that portion. So our final answer on this one, which is good news, it actually converges. The actual integral from 0 to infinity, and we were dealing with x e to the 2x. So we're looking at x e to the negative 2x dx is equal to 1/4, or 1/4 units squared, depending on what they're asking. In this case, they're just saying to evaluate. Both of these would have been perfectly fine.